horrible things are happening all over the land. Violence. Villages are being emptied of their people, and it's reaching everywhere. Please don't be upset, Mom.
Why should I be upset?
When we pursue an art like the theater, we do it to tell stories in 3 dimensions and to entertain and educate. And you don't always think that it will hit home in such a personal way when something like this does come to be part of your experience.
So this is the violin that you are getting. Oh, okay, nice one.
This is the first time that a Violin of Hope has been used in a Fiddler on the Roof production. So when Avshi opened the case and pulled out the first Violin of Hope that I saw, it connected me to my roots, all the tragedy that has befallen my people.
You can see the small Star of David inlaid here.
I don't know, maybe I was anticipating a history lesson, but what I had not anticipated was how warm and connected he was to their mission and these instruments, and that he literally has laid hands on them and been a part of their restoration.
You don't expect to, when you choose a life in the theater, to meet history this way. So thank you. Usually at the theater, we pick the shows that we do here, but in this case, the show picked us.
Linda Edelstein from the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra asked me to have lunch with her to discuss the Violins of Hope initiative. I had never heard of it before, and by the time she was done telling me about it, we were both in tears.
I stand in the wings before the show begins, and I wait for that iconic music from Fiddler on the Roof to begin, and it is played on our beautiful singular violin from Violins of Hope. And to me, it's like a call. It's sacred. It's reminding me that we're sharing this stage with the history that is present within that music and within that instrument.
Tradition!
Tevye is that everyman. He is that person that just wanted to be left alone. He was just living his life, and the world wouldn't let him do that. It certainly is extraordinary to think that what these violins have seen and what they've been through, but it's extraordinary seeing that they are being brought back to life. The terrible things that happened, that these instruments saw, they happened to the people that own these instruments. So regardless of how the tone might not be as dark on a $1 million Stradivarius, the fact of the matter is that the tone that you're hearing from this instrument is the tone that was heard in the camps. And so if you allow yourself, you can be transported to them, to their lives, to their tragedy, to their pain.
I am the fiddler, and I am kind of Tevye's connection to God. Music was kind of played in defiance almost, because the Jews were not allowed to pray in the concentration camps, and so they were praying through the instruments. Music can express feelings that there aren't words for. I feel very fortunate to be able to hold it and play it. Usually you just read about history and think about it, but to hold something tangible that was played by someone who was persecuted, oppressed, it's an out-of-body experience.
These instruments, played by prisoners in the concentration camps, are speaking for and praying for those who are no longer able to do so. Whenever Susan and I make a curtain speech, and when I mention that the Violins of Hope have been rescued from the Holocaust, there is a hush over the audience, there are gasps in the audience.
Goosebumps. It was like you could feel the pain and the suffering and the pleading coming from this instrument.
The power of music is so palpable that to be able to bring joy to people through an instrument that suffered such horrible, horrible circumstances, I think that it's really important to bring to people.
I feel incredibly grateful to MISO for inviting Skylight to be a part of this initiative. It's been incredibly moving to us at Skylight, and I can see that the audiences are also moved. And I think Milwaukee as a whole has been changed because of this visit.